Okay. I don't really need as much setup time for this, so I already got everything else pretty much ready ahead of time. I did wanted to try and use that one popular tier list maker website, but like to make your own tier list, you have to sign up and make an account, which I don't want to do. So I'm just doing this instead. Next best thing. So I'm just gonna do it like that. I'll get some music on in a little bit, but for now, yeah, I'm just gonna set up, just kind of show things. So I'm pretty sure I got every enemy and bosses in here. It's just that for these two, they have a bunch of reskins in residential, so I'm just only counting the the basic ones that you'll see for the most part. And everything else, I'm pretty sure I got everyone. If I am missing one of them, that's gonna suck, but shouldn't be that bad. I'm probably not gonna use this tier that much because I feel like a lot of them are gonna fall within uh any one of these. Well, actually, more like any of these. I'm probably not gonna really place anyone here this much. But yeah, these are what I've got, and this is the cast we're working with, which is a pretty sizable cast honestly for a game like this. Which hey, gives me more to work with, even if some of them kind of like are just repeating. So I'll just stick with that. And without further ado, let's just get started. Because why the hell not? I tested earlier with the music, so hopefully it shouldn't be like... I mean, it was like a little quiet in the recordings I've tried, so I'm sure it'll be fine here. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't too loud for me, that it wouldn't distract me from my thoughts. But also, like, at least you can... But at least it's, like, loud enough for anyone to hear it still, so... I went ahead and made sure, like, because I put on, what's it called, fucking, like a breakcore compilation, whatever it's called. And I checked the description, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of copyright claim, so I'm hoping I don't get copyright claimed. But if I do, I mean, would I really have a lot to lose? Because it's not like I'm monetized or anything. But I'd rather just stay safe than sorry. So... Because I also don't feel like wanting to put regular WoS DS music here, even though it's going to be fitting. Just wanted to have something different. Play while I'm doing the tier list. And so yeah, let's just get a move on. Let's get some obvious ones out of the way. Namely this guy. The literal easiest enemy. Like he's, what's the term? Like fodder? Something like that. Oh wait, hold on. It's just better if I move. Like there's no, do I even need to say anything here for the little slime guys? Like you're literally just one hit and they're dead. They aren't going to really cause a problem. Their damage is like really minuscule, even if you're like just doing a regular any percent run. There's just not much more to add. Now, for his flying cousin, a little bit more of a nuisance, but he's also like just one hit away from death. So I mean, he can be a little bit annoying when you're in midair, or if you're fighting on the ground and they just attack you from there. It's like, okay, fine. But if you're doing it in midair and they just hit you, yeah, it's a little annoying. I think I'll place him more in You Just Don't Mind. Oh, by the way, for this tier list, I know some people like have it where the order doesn't matter, so it's just like they just keep piling it up, and there's just no like, it's not like them saying, oh, one's better or worse than the other. I kind of want to instead try that where it's like from right to left is not as annoying, and then more annoying. So for now, I'm gonna place him like right here, just for now. Easily, this guy is just like, this guy is probably like the only one in this tier because he's like nothing. He's nothing. Okay, definitely want to get you out of the way because you are a pain in the ass. This guy is like the equivalent to real life's Hornet, you know? Like, they're just relentless. They won't stop at all. They are so fucking annoying too. Like, out of all the bosses here, which is like technically this guy, this guy, this guy, this girl, this guy, and these two. Out of all these bosses, sure, like, okay, he takes #1 spot for like the most annoying guy ever, period. But this guy's a close second. And you may be wondering, for anyone who just doesn't know, like, okay, why is this guy like close to second? Why shouldn't it be the second to final boss? Because this guy, when you know what you're doing, even though yes, like his unpredictability is pretty annoying, when you know what you're doing, he's piss easy. He's piss easy. Even in like even in a new game file, Venom is just piss easy to deal with. This guy on the other hand, sure, he's unpredictable, but not in an ideal way. So for sure, this guy, and because there's not gonna be a lot, well, depends. For now, I'm just gonna leave him like right there. For sure, he's a close second, just because of how much he has to deal with. Like, it's actually unreal how annoying he is. And then now let's get the other most obvious guy out of the way. Oh wait, seriously? Come on. Now let's get the other most obvious guy out of the way. The symbiote leader. Need I say any more? Final boss material, alright. Like, he's just the worst to deal with. Like, yes, first phase isn't that bad. Second phase is pretty fucking annoying though. And then sometimes you just get unlucky with his RNG. Like, he'll just start blocking a lot more often than he should in the first phase. And then, like, he's not as unpredictable as, say, the yellow boss or Venom. Even though Venom really isn't that unpredictable. But, like, this guy, when he wants to be annoying, he can be fucking annoying. I would say a little more than the leader, than the yellow boss. I mean, come on. Do I have to say anything more for this guy? You've seen the torture I've had to endure with both of these. I think that speaks for itself. Okay, now let's just get all of residential and sewers out of the way because I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory. And I will say, for nearly all of residential except for, say, the fat guy enemy, they're just not a problem at all. If I can get the image. There you go. Like, I would place them in, like, you just don't mind. For sure higher than the flying, I would say. Because the flying can still be dealt with in one hit. Like, you could just web them up with red suit and they're gone. Like, it's that easy. They're only annoying when you let them live for too long. And so, hold on. Which one are they? This one, and then these guys are all pretty much the same. Like, I really don't see, like, the difference between any of them. Like, in this specific case, I actually don't think order matters that much. like, okay, for the bomber guy here, I haven't really had issue with him at all. Like, he's just like another regular enemy. I've never had to deal with the actual bomb attack itself. You know what? Because they're all pretty much the same. You know what? Because this is okay. Technically, this one is the first boss, but he's hardly an issue. He's hardly an issue. Same applies for both residential and sewer variants, which are pretty much the same. Hardly, there's like nothing different between them. Like, out of the residential and sewer enemies, I feel like they are the least annoying. And so because of that, I'm just gonna kind of group them all together. Okay. Well, I think I'll move. Here's what I'm gonna do. Obviously, the sewer enemies cause a bit more trouble than the residential enemies. Like, there's no one's denying that. Okay. Let me focus on this section for the time being. So, let's see. These two, hardly a problem. They're like basically the same from all of residential. Like, there's no difference besides like a little bit more health. The gunner is slightly more annoying than them. And so because they're like just a little more annoying, I'm gonna place them in minor inconvenience. Feels a little more right to put them there. Now, the sewers dog, or cat as I used to call it, because I legitimately thought for a very long time it was a cat, but apparently it's not. They're a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Well, I don't know. Because technically, both the sewer variant and downtown variant are essentially the same. And I guess you could argue the same for the hive. Like, they're all functionally the same. The only difference is in attack and health. Like, I really don't think the health and attack is that much of a factor in ordering them. Like, they don't piss me off greatly. If anything, it would have to be the downtown and high variants. The sewers dog is a little more easily dealt with just because of the smaller health pool. So I'm going to leave this in minor inconvenience for the time being. And then, let me see. Fat guy for residential and peer. I would say he's more in you just don't mind. Like, he's not that bad. Like, he's just as easily dealt with the others. The only difference is that he has a larger health pool. And of course, he doesn't attack to the same degree as, like, say, residential or hive or first boss version for that matter. Like, they are as simple as you can get with these dudes. I would say maybe that's it in this category. For the time being, I'm gonna move them, just kind of move them here. Now we're on to where pure and residential can be, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. He's not that bad either. The first sewers boss, the green boss, whichever you want to call it. I often go on a color basis for these bosses, just because, like, saying like first or second residential is a little bit too wordy. So I'm just gonna stick with the colors. Green boss. He's not that bad either. He's definitely not here. He's not in pissing me off. He's more of a minor inconvenience if I just so happen to let him go. Minor inconvenience sounds about right. I want to say. Put him there for now. Now we're on to Pier. Fun stuff. Shield dudes. Not really an issue either. Especially since most of the time they'll just take the damage. But when they start blocking your attacks, that does get annoying. Not quite enough to piss me off. Especially since you could just negate that with the black suit. With either ground slam or the, I forget what it's called, the upper attack. That does the same thing. I would put him in minor convenience. He's just slightly more, no, maybe not more annoying. Good question. Good question. I'm thinking, I think the shield guy more belongs in between these two. Because yeah, he isn't gonna do as much damage. Like yes, this I don't really run into a lot of trouble with the pure gunner than I do compared with the shield guy. So I think that's about right. Green boss is definitely a little bit higher up than the sewers dog. The psychic bitch. Psychic bitch and I think it's just pure. Yeah, it's just pure. Only in downtown for like the first segment. I would say not exactly pissing me off either. Since he could just really easily cancel this attack. I would move him up like, okay, I'm thinking definitely right here, I feel. Because the dog is still really annoying in comparison. Like they'll just charge right at you, but they're still easily dealt with. And that's a little bit, and even with like just the default nature of the dog enemies is a little bit worse than say the psychic bitches that can just be easily dealt with by just canceling their attack. Like it doesn't matter how much damage you do, it doesn't matter what you do, like with if it's a web move or whatever. You just cancel the attack and like you just eliminate the one sort of threat they pose to you no matter what. The leapers in Pier, I definitely know where you're gonna go. 100%, no doubt. These guys fucking piss me off. They just ruin all sorts of momentum. Especially when you're doing a run. Or like when you least expect it too. Like if you're just casually moving from like one side to another. Even when you spot him by the corner of your eye, unless your reaction time with dodging is good, he's just gonna knock you back, and it just sucks. Like it completely ruins all momentum. And they are fucking annoying for that. So I'm gonna say right up the top for now. Pure variant of Fat Guy is basically the same. I hardly ever have problems with the bomb attack they do. Yeah, definitely. I guess they could be considered minor inconvenience because they're not really much of a threat. And I run into more trouble with the gunner's blast than I do with the pure guy's bombs. So I think that's about right for now. Blue boss. The blue boss is just a little more annoying than the green boss. But I don't think he's enough to piss me off on a regular basis. He's definitely higher up. No doubt about that. Okay, downtown dog. I definitely know where you're going. You piss me off pretty greatly. Well, yeah, it's like pretty greatly, but more so when it's in a tight corridor or a really tight space. Now, does he piss me off more than the leaper? Good question. Not exactly. Because you could just easily avoid this guy by just jumping or dodging or use a web or just attack him at the right moment. He's a little more easily dealt with than the leaper, who can just kind of just come out of nowhere. So putting him right there for now. The flying boss, winged bitch, whichever. Actually, I more often call him flying boss, but winged bitch sounds funny as well. Flying boss, not really an issue either, which is surprising because this boss has a plethora of tricks up their sleeve. They have the same leaping attack the leapers do when you go above them when they're on the ground. They can fly. They can shoot projectiles both on ground and in the air, and they do the same attack that flying enemies do, or like the hive leapers do, where they just, after coming up in the air, they'll just go downward and strike you there. So despite the many attacks they have, like arguably the most out of any boss, well, the clone bosses that is, they're not really that bad to deal with. I mean, maybe that's just me because when I speedrun, like especially New Game Plus, I there's like an easy way to just deal damage to them consistently, like put them in a corner and beat down. But like even in an any percent run, they're not particularly difficult to deal with. I wouldn't put them in pissing me off. Not quite in the same tier as the other bosses. Not exactly where Psychic or Shield is. I don't know if it's a stretch to put them at the very bottom of minor inconvenience. Because just about the only thing annoying is like occasionally getting hit when they what's it called? Like when they do a recover attack, that gets a little annoying, and then when they do the occasional block, that really does get annoying. Well, I guess because of that, where would I put them? I think you go one space up the fat dude from here. I think that sounds about right anyways. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, red boss. A little more annoying. Especially when he does escape, which isn't as frequent as, say, the yellow boss. Now, does he piss me off? Not exactly. Not exactly. For sure, he's a little bit higher up, especially when he does get out. And his attack combo is a little bit more advanced, so when you do get hit, it is gonna hurt and take up a lot of time. So I want to say he should be placed at the top of minor inconvenience. Because he's not quite gonna piss me off, but he is pretty annoying. Flying enemy from downtown. Honestly, I don't think they're that different in terms of health and attack. Maybe a little more compared to, say, their sewers counterpart. And they're not exactly annoying either, especially with moves such as mid-air snare, where you could just like combat them, like just grab them in the air and just finish him off right there and then. Not exactly gonna piss me off. It will be annoying when I'm doing like something in the air, or if I'm trying to do an enemy into a corner beatdown, and they come in and just ruin the combo. Yeah, that does get annoying. See, more annoying than the bosses though? Not exactly. Hmm. I think if anything, that's a good one. That's a good one. He's definitely not in between here. Maybe not in between there. It's a little more annoying than the shield dude doing his block attack or his blocking, because the block isn't going to hurt you physically. It's just gonna ruin any sort of like combo or whatever you want to do against him. Is it worse than the sidekick attack? Not exactly. And at least with the sewer variant, they're not really difficult to deal with either. I'm gonna have to put them in between the green boss and the sewer dog. They're just a little more annoying, especially when they start coming in groups. Unlike this one, which is just a solo boss, which all it has going for it is a multitude of attacks and a pretty large health pool. Now, this one. You fucker. I absolutely know where you're gonna go. Pissing me off. Now, to what degree though? Tough one. Tough one. Because they are especially annoying in tight corridors. In an open area, not so much. Because then you'll have plenty of breathing room in an open area to dodge them when they disappear and then come back and then strike back. I don't know if they're more annoying or not than the dog though. That's the only thing. Because sure, you can still dodge the dog, but like when they start rushing at you, it's like, it's the worst. Tough choice. I think they're just, honestly, I think they're a little more annoying than the dog. Just because they could just reappear anywhere. Whereas with the dog, you have a general idea of which direction it'll be approaching. Now, because the Leaper, really the only thing it's gonna piss me off at is like completely ruining my momentum, like my speed. But it's not gonna really do a lot either. I don't know. Is it worse than Leaper? Is it worse than the Leaper? That's a tough choice. Tough choice. I don't know if I would say they're worse. That is a tough choice. You know what? Well, as annoying as this one is, this downtown enemy, I still have to give it to the Leaper for being one of the more annoying ones. Just because of like how sudden it can seem to. I mean, they're both relatively sudden in terms of what they can do, but like I feel like I am hurt more from what the Leaper does than what this one does. Now, Red, the downtown variant of the fat guy, he can be a little annoying when he does the slam attack, but otherwise he's pretty much the next step in evolution in terms of like from the pure variant. Like he just has a little more health, a little more attack, and some slam moves. Like he's a little bit more on the aggressive side. Like he'll do a shoulder bash, or like if he's from a great height, he'll just go on and slam at you. It's a little more on the aggressive side, but I don't know if he's enough to piss me off. Let me evaluate like with this guy again, because he can be annoying and it really does like kind of kill the mood when he does escape. But that's not very often either. Yeah, I think he's fine right there. Not exactly gonna make me mad. I think I have to put him here for now. For now. I might change that soon. You know what? Let me get the other obvious one out of the way. Venom. Despite his somewhat unpredictable attack pattern when he does attack, he's pretty easy to deal with. You just dodge and hope, you know, you're not like surprised by whatever attack he does, and then just keep going at him. Especially with that one trick I've been doing recently, which thanks to Master Pro 1212 for that. I want to say he's more on minor inconvenience, especially when he does break free or get a hold of me, for that matter. Minor inconvenience for sure. He's a little bit higher than the second peer boss, I would say. For sure. Now we're on to the good stuff. The hive enemies. Even though I feel like I could just put them here, I'm gonna try and not to do that. Okay, dog. Honestly, they're pretty much identical to their residential counterpart. Or not residential, downtown. But I will say, the little bit of extra health, I mean, the extra health doesn't really make a difference, especially once you're more into the game, like once you've collected enough like damage upgrade or something like that. But I will say, just because of how muted and dark the background colors are in Hive, and how the same applies for the enemies, enemies are in general a little bit more difficult to see. And so I think it's because of that when this guy comes rushing in at you, it's a little bit more like out of nowhere. Would I place him on top of Leaper? Maybe. I think he does belong there. Because as annoying as the pure Leaper is, he's still not as bad to deal with compared to, say, this guy. I'm gonna move things a little over here just so that way I have more space. Hive Gunner. This guy is really annoying, surprisingly enough. Because not this guy. See, the thing with this guy is that you would expect he just has a little more health and that's it, compared to his peer, or not peer, well, sewer and peer counterpart. But with this guy, because okay, compared to normal, he has like a full second or something of time before he starts to shoot you when you're in his line of sight. With this fucker, as soon as you cross lines with him, he's gonna shoot you. And what makes it more annoying is that he shares the same fucking block function as the shield guy. So if you get unlucky and when you try to attack him on the ground, he's just gonna block your hits. And it's like so out of nowhere. Especially if you're playing the game for the first time, you're thinking, oh, okay, he's just the same guy as before. I'm just gonna go attack him. And then he starts blocking. I'm sure you'll be like, what the fuck? So because of that, maybe he's a little more annoying than the dog. It's hard to tell. A little hard to tell because sure he's not as beefy in terms of health as the dog here. That's a little. I think I have to place him above the dog just because of that first part where as soon as you're in his line of sight, he just shoots you. That's really annoying. The Leaper, the Hive Leaper. Oh, do I have words for you? Oh, do I have words for you? This guy is, hey, let's take an already annoying enemy and make him even worse. Of course I'm gonna put him up there, even though he's still relatively easy to counter. Like when he's because not only does this guy attack from below when you're above his like field of vision, he attacks from above as well. So like he can just do that jump attack and then he'll come back right down. It's like it's so bad. I think I honestly have to place him here just because of my personal vendetta against this type of enemy. It's just that bad. The flying enemy in Hive. Pretty annoying. Especially once they start coming in groups. Honestly, yeah, I think he deserves to be in this spot as well. Because not only does he have your already typical traits from the flyer here of like obviously flying and then striking from below, he can also shoot, and I believe he can block. Does he block? I can't tell. I don't think he blocks. I think it's just the gunner that blocks. But still, the fact that he can also shoot from above, like he could just shoot you. Like if I'm doing a corner beatdown in a Hive room, he can just shoot and then that's it. Like all of my my work is just ruined. And then he can decide that he wants to do another one and just strike down. Like you just dive at me. Is he more annoying than the Leaper though, or Is he more annoying than the Leaper? That's a tough one. As far as I'm concerned, this guy doesn't shoot from the ground. I think he only shoots from the air. So that's at least one less thing to worry about. But the fact that I can do all of that from the air just means that if you see him flying around, you better take him down on the ground with you and deal with him from there as soon as you can. Whereas for the Leaper, if he's on the ground, you're pretty much fine as long as you don't jump at his direction. So I think because of that, I'm gonna have to move him a little bit. I'm gonna have to move the flying guy above the Leaper. Not as annoying as the yellow boss or any of those guys, but he's pretty bad. Now I couldn't technically find an image for the default male Hive enemy, and apparently this was one for the flying when he's landed, but I'm pretty sure they're like pretty much identical. They're not really gonna do a lot to you. They don't have any other particular abilities. It's just that I think it's for this guy and the other enemies here that they have like they don't just do a simple one hit and that's it. They'll do like a 3-hit combo or something, which can get pretty bad when you're caught up in that. That being said, I don't have much trouble dealing with them either. They're not gonna necessarily piss me off, but I wouldn't necessarily put them in you don't mind either. I think I have to put them in minor inconvenience. Where would he be? Because that 3-hit combo can be pretty bad. Not in here. Definitely not in here. Above the psychic. Above the dog, I think. I think I have to put them in between the flying dude and the dog. Because again, they're not gonna greatly make me, they're not gonna make me like pretty upset. But they're also not like something to scoff at either. So I would say right around there. Now, the disappearing bitch, but high variant. They're a lot more annoying, I wanna say, even though functionally they're the same. I think the only thing they have going for them is just, besides the fact that it, darker colors, darker environments, so they're a little harder to see. It's just the extra health pool and the attack. Oh, I can't forget the combo. They have the combo feature too, which can suck if they get you. Definitely want to put them above Leaper, but below the dog, because I don't think they're that annoying. Well, good. That's tough, actually. I don't know. It's because with these ones in particular, with this enemy, when you're distracted or you're too busy trying to focus on a larger, more, and arguably more threatening group, this bitch can just pop up and just ruin that combo of yours. And it's pretty, and that is pretty annoying. Not as annoying as the gunner, but pretty damn annoying. They are definitely pissing me off, worthy. Fat guy, high variant. He's basically, I think he's pretty much just the same as downtown. He's just a lot more beefier. He only feels a little worse because I think it's just his attack. That being said, because he has the complete deal. He can do a slam attack from above. He can do his shoulder bash. He can block. All of the block technically. It's just the downtown and high variant that do it more often. And he can throw his bomb too, which he doesn't do often and isn't really much of a threat either. Because of that, because he's just the same but a little bit stronger, he's not necessarily going to be a minor convenience, especially when there's a whole group of them, because they do take a while to deal with the fat guys in general. I think I'm gonna have to put him above downtown variant, just because there's not much different between them. But like, they're still pretty dang annoying. Yeah, like right around there. Now the psychic bitch, the high variant. The only thing different compared to the pure variant is that they can disappear. They can teleport essentially, just like this one. And their attack, I mean, you deal with them the same way you deal with the one in pure. The only difference is that because again, it's like the same deal with the teleporting one here, where if you get to sideline with a larger point of conflict, they're gonna attack. They're just gonna keep pelleting you with those psychic attacks. Not as annoying as the gunner though, and maybe less annoying than the standard teleporting one, even though they're technically a little bit better than them because they have that one extra attack. I just don't find them that much of a problem. If I have to say where I want to put them, I don't know. I feel like that extra little bit of unpredictability with the the psychic attack can be pretty bad. So I guess by technicality, the psychic one is just a little bit above. Yeah, like right there. Dang, we're already almost done. We're already done basically. And now the standard one. Luckily, they don't teleport, but they have that same 3-hit combo that can be pretty bad. That being said, it's basically functional. Like they're identically the same compared to the high variant of the standard male enemy. I really don't see a difference between the two. I guess more often than not, I think I think I've ran into more trouble with this enemy in particular than I have with this the male hype enemy. So I'm gonna put them just a little bit above, maybe, because they're not. Actually, I don't know if they. That's a good question. Do I really find these two less annoying than the flying ones or any of the bosses? I don't feel like that's true. Because the flying is pretty annoying, yes. But I don't think he's more annoying than the hive enemies. But at the same time, the hive enemies aren't really anything different. Like, they're pretty standard as far as enemies are concerned. They just have a larger health pool and they could do more advanced combos. I think they're fine right there. I might want to change the position for, say, the green boss, because they're not really all that difficult to deal with either. I think they would be best placed maybe above the sewer dog. Yeah, maybe above the sewer dog, but just below where the hive enemies are going to be at. There's a little bit of a cutoff there. Whoops. Yeah, I think this is a more appropriate place for them there. Nothing's changed as far as my opinion on for the resident enemies. This is concrete, you know, foolproof. Nothing different from here on. Yeah, because he's basically just the same fat dude from Residential and Sewers, just with an extra benefit of a bomb that really isn't that much trouble either. But it still makes him a little bit more annoying to deal with than the standard boss, or the fat guy. Yeah, I want to say Wing Boss is just a little bit more annoying. I kind of want to swap the positions between the flying boss and the gunner here. Just because the blocking attack that you occasionally receive from them can be pretty annoying, even though it's not often. And then of course they can disappear too. I forgot to mention that, I think. Yeah, I think I want to put them in the middle here, because these two can both block, and that is pretty annoying, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I find the flying boss to be less of a, I wouldn't say less of a threat. That's not exactly fair. I'm not sure if I would put them above the psychic. That's a good question. Would I put them above Psychic? But at the same time, Psychic is pretty easy to deal with as well. You know what? Speaking of, I haven't really run into having a problem with pure Psychic, because it's not like I've been pelleted by their attacks pretty often. So yeah, I think shield is just a little bit more annoying than the psychic. No, you know what? It's because the psychic isn't really all that bad. I think they're even lower. I might want to put them below the gunner, honestly. Because they're just that easy to stop. Because their attack takes like time to charge up. And then the only thing after that is just a physical attack, which is like nothing. So yeah, maybe Flying Boss goes here. Because they're not necessarily worse than the dog. I don't think so. Maybe a little bit. Because haven't really been charged at by the dog either. I haven't really had that happen to me. Sure, when they hit you, it's pretty bad. It's pretty kind of annoying. But it's not really the end of the world either. I think I have to place him right here, along where the bosses are. Nothing's changed as far as these two. Yeah, no, because I feel like this guy is a little bit more annoying than her. At least I think so. Because he does have a little bit of a... he doesn't really have a tendency to escape either, but it's more like... I feel like his attacks are a little bit more annoying than, say, for the Flying Boss, like when you just let them get at you. Because they're all like single hit, basically. They can't really do a combo because they're not a clone. Because they're not like a clone boss, I would say. Yeah, I want to say this is about right. Flying Boss above the Hive basic enemies. Yeah, I think that sounds about right, because at least with the Hive enemies, they're on the ground. They're not really gonna go anywhere else. But the flying ones are just gonna be like, they can like just come out of nowhere too, especially if it's like outside review. Definitely, this blue boss is definitely more annoying than the flying enemy, and this guy's a little more annoying because he does have a slight tendency to escape, and his combo is pretty bad. Not as bad as the yellow boss though. Venom, again, he's fairly easy to deal with, but his attacks and his unpredictability can be pretty bad, but not enough to make me like fuming, you know. Let me move him up a little more. Yeah, the high variant is just a little bit worse than downtown, but it's otherwise the same. Dog is definitely... Downtown Dog is more annoying. Downtown Bitch over here, yeah, a little annoying. I would say more annoying than the dog because, again, you can at least see the dog, but this one can just come up from behind you. And then this guy is pretty... I want to say he's a little more annoying just because he just ruins momentum a lot. Like, at least with this one, it's in the ground. Like, it's on the ground. You're not going to expect him to attack mid-air. But this guy, he absolutely will. And with no regret, I can tell you that. The dog, yes, he pisses me off. But I'm not exactly sure if he belongs on the top tier. Not exactly. This one, yeah, because they teleport, it's a lot more annoying. On top of the 3-hit combo they have by default. Psychic one, the Hive Psychic, it's only slightly worse because it's basically the same, but it has the Psychic attack. The Gunner is definitely... Actually, you know what? Gunner can be pretty bad, but not horrendous either. Does he belong here, or or should he stay here? Because he can still be dodged. Like if you're climbing up a ledge and he's right up on that surface, as soon as you come up, if you have air dodge, you can just dodge right there and then, like the second you get up, and then just attack from there. So he's not like completely like, he's not gonna completely block you from doing anything else. And again, even when he does block, you can just do either one of the black suit attacks to just get him back into the air and just get him, beat him from there. Definitely deserves a spot here. Absolutely. I want to say the flying guy is just a little worse, only because of the fact that they can attack you twice while they're still in the air. And this guy is definitely worse than this one. Now, is he worse than the leader though? No, not necessarily, because unlike the leader, he can be put into a loop of sorts, even though he will eventually, or maybe not, but there's a pretty good chance he will escape that and just go back to being an asshole. I want to say that's pretty much it. Pretty much set in stone. I mean, this guy is just a little annoying, but he's not really like minor inconvenience annoying. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. My opinion hasn't really changed as of yet. And I'm pretty sure that's all of them anyways. Pretty diverse cast, honestly. Like, actually looking at them like side by side. Not bad. Not bad for a game like this. I would say I'm pretty much done with the tier list. I don't really have anything else to add on to the enemies as far as I can tell. Like, I don't think I'm missing anything. They're all the same. Even though he's like a suicide bomber, this guy here, uh, he's not really gonna be difficult to deal with either. He's just the same. He's the same kind of enemy as everyone else in Residential. The only difference is that if you're a little too slow, he explodes. Which, if you know, it's not hard to dodge. You'll see that he's like, you'll know that he's about to blow up when he's swelling, and maybe it can work in your advantage and getting rid of some enemies. So, you know, there's that. I want to say that's pretty much it. I don't know. I feel like I'm in good standing as far as the bosses here are concerned. Yeah, because I don't think any of the bosses here rightfully belong and piss me off. They're more like minor inconvenience. Maybe the red guy, but again, the red boss, but again, it's like, it's pretty easy to put, well, maybe not, it's fairly easy, I should say, to put them in a loop, and they're not really going to escape either. They can escape, but it's not in the same rate as the yellow boss here. I would say that's about it. Yeah, I'd say that concludes my thoughts on pretty much all the bosses and enemies here. And so now, I think right now what I'm gonna do is just play a little bit of tf2. So right now, I'm gonna go and have things set up. So I'll be right back. Alright. It looks like I'm in. But I want to check to see how it looks on my side. Okay, I think it's... Okay, yeah, I think there's sound. Everything looks like it's working. So I'm just gonna play for like... I don't know actually. I don't want to play too long for sure. But I will play for a good while. What do I feel like I'm in the mood for? That's the thing. I wouldn't mind doing randomizer. It's been a while since I've done attribute randomizer too. I think I'll stick with class wars randomizer. Let's start with something silly first. And then maybe I'll try and stick with casual. I'm hoping to not run any bots in casual when I do join that. But for now, let's just do some silly shit. Class wars randomizer, why not? Pretty fun. You can get some pretty good combinations too. I'm really hoping I get one where it's like preferably scout with bonk and either atomizer or the escape plan, just so I could do the taunt and just so I could do the taunt kill and then just get out of there with the bonk. That would be pretty funny. Hopefully it should be starting soon. I hope it didn't crash. Doesn't look like it did. Oh, hey, Master Pro. Yeah, you kind of missed a tier list. You missed a tier list, yeah, unfortunately. I'm a little worried my game crashed here. It did. Fucking hell, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Gonna have to boot it up again. I mean, I could bring it up right now as well. Or you could just go back to the stream if you want. Like, I think you can just drag the button like just a little bit backwards and you should see where the tier list is. Alright, let me boot up tf2 again and hopefully it doesn't crash. Or maybe I'll just stick with a smaller size server, because that one is out of 32. And from my experience, when there's a lot more players there, it tends to maybe crash there. So I might want to join something else for now. Maybe casual. We'll see. Alright, suit yourself. Kinda need some water. Anytime now. There we go. I don't know what's here. Oh, that was probably in the server that I was in, so. Let's try again. Hopefully I don't crash, and if I do, then I'm just gonna have to move on to a different server or just casual. I don't believe you were here for the wait, were you there for the last tf2 stream when I did Class Wars Randomizer? I can't tell. I don't think you were. So, yeah, I don't think you were. So this is gonna be your first time with this, watching this game mode. It's gonna be pretty funny. It's exactly what it says. So it's Class Wars, right? So like, both teams are like, all the players are like one class, and then it's randomizer. So every weapon slot is gonna be randomized, except for like the engineers. They could still build and destruct buildings. Oh, we're both demo man. Okay. Oh my gosh, it is pretty slow. I think the ping is fine. I'm a little not too sure. But anyway, syringe guns, SMG, and bat. Could be better, could be worse. I'll stick with SMG for now. Yeah, it's pretty slow. May or may not want to switch. Pretty bad. God, that is pretty bad. Yeah, no, I think unfortunately it's just a little bit too unstable. Could be due to player count, could be good due to the fact that I'm streaming with OBS, so that's adding to the frame rate. So I'm just gonna have to try something else. Is there anything here that catches my eye? Let's do east. Not really. No, it's not really like that normally. Not when I'm streaming anyways. I just don't know if it's due to the player count or something. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick with casual. Let me look through miscellaneous. I don't know why they moved Saxon Hail over here. I mean, I guess it does count, but it's still kind of weird. And then High Tower? Not really. Everything else is pretty much fine. And let's just hope we don't run into bots. Oh, attribute randomizer, it's pretty fun. Basically takes your weapons attributes and just randomizes them. Like it could be a scattergun firing off grenades or something like that. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't deal like each grenade doesn't really deal like the same damage as it does for stock demo, because then I'm pretty sure that would be busted. I think it's just like they're all made to be equal and distributed like across all however many like say grenades would shoot out. Cashworks. This is a pretty good map, except for the sightlines at last, because that's pretty bad. And the defensive hold can be, you know, pretty strong over there for red. This was a fun map to try out in the summer update. Apparently it's been around for quite a long time. So, nice to know it's finally added into casual queue. Hopefully the, well, I've been hearing from other people's, or been seeing from other gameplay that the bots are making a return. I'm gonna stick with heavy. My FPS is not looking too good. Again, I really don't know why. Somehow I killed that spy. I'm not gonna question. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I don't know if I should like... I don't know if there's like something I should remove. Like, I don't know if there's like a program running somewhere that's interfering. It wasn't this bad the last time I streamed. I don't know why it's this bad right now. And it's not like it's a ping issue either. It's just the FPS is bad. I don't know what's going on. Damn. Very great voice chat going on. Let me just check something real quick. Maybe there's a program. I don't know. It's not gonna be YouTube, so I don't know what's causing it. Should I close Steam? I don't know. Let me check Task Manager real quick. Okay, so a lot of it's coming from OBS, which is weird. Yeah, OBS and then memory from tf2. That's weird. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know why it's like that. I wonder if I hide this and then... Okay, let me just... I'm really not sure that's better or worse. It only looks a little better, I think, because there's not really a lot of players here right now. I bet you there's gonna be a spy around here somewhere. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's a little bit better, but still kind of bad. Damn. I had a feeling I was gonna get stabbed. Oh god. Man, why is it so bad today? Why is the frame rate not as good? Okay, that was a really weird case of lag. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why. You would think it's worse, but not really. Damn. Or it could be because of I'm charging my laptop right now, so that might be affecting performance a bit. And let me check real quick what my battery is at right now. It's at 61 minutes, or 61%. I think that's fine. I'm gonna unplug it for now. Hopefully FPS raises up a little more as a result. Oh wait, I haven't checked real quick to let me make sure the battery mode is at performance. There we go. Okay, I think I'm seeing a little bit of a difference, and unfortunately teleporter's down. It kind of feels the same though. Damn, I really should not have jumped there. Oh, sniper with this lag, with this amount of lag going on would be a horrible idea. I really can't tell if it's like, okay, it's looking a little better. God damn, I'm sucking with this aim right now. Yeah, I can't really track really well when it comes to scouts. Oh god, the lag. Is the stream actually that bad right now? What the fuck's going on? Oh god, yeah, I'm seeing it. What in the world is happening? Oh man, that's unfortunate. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I might have to just retry again. I'm just gonna have to close the game and I'm just gonna open it up one more time. If it doesn't improve, I'm just gonna have to call it a stream. I think. I don't know what else I could stream at this point. Yeah, battery is like right here. How's task manager? Let me look. Not keyboard. I can't close Edge though because I have the YouTube stream up there. Oh, that's why. It's because I have an error message on YouTube on the stream. That's why. That sucks. Yeah, because it's not like I can change latency either. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now I'm seeing an error on like YouTube Studio that that YouTube's not receiving enough videos, so that's why on your end and my end as well. Like when I was looking at the stream, it was buffering pretty badly. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try again. One more time. If it's just still if it's still pretty bad, I'm just gonna have to either call it a night, like pretty early, or see if there's something else I can stream that won't be laggy as hell. What else could I stream though? That's the thing. Because I have something that I've been meaning to stream either here on Discord, like with friends, like those I Spy CD-ROM games, but like I've tried every sort of program I could to have it actually show up on OBS because it's like if because every time you launch the game, it doesn't matter if you do it like with backwards compatibility or through a program. To have it be in a windowed mode, it will force itself at full screen at like the same small resolution. Like kind of like how I'm playing TF2 right now. But like unlike TF2, it doesn't show up on OBS preview, which kind of sucks, you know? Like I think my only option for recording those kind of games would have to be with a virtual box or some other virtual machine. But my laptop doesn't support virtualization at all, so like that's out of the window. Other than that, there's not really any other games I can stream besides maybe... Yeah, not really anything. I'm just gonna get my map choices out of the way. And let's just hope for the best. I think in OBS there probably is, but I haven't tried it yet, and I really don't know if it would capture the game. If you can like maybe link me a video that shows that or something, that would be cool. Also, oh wow, Saxon Hail. Let's hope it's not really like. Let's just hope it's not lagging though, because that would suck. Saxon Hail is pretty fun, but sometimes I do like kind of want to avoid it just because I want to improve on like, I don't know, sniper. But yeah, Saxon Hail is pretty fun. There's a mode like another VScript mode on the workshop, like zombies or something. That would be pretty cool to see like officially added in like at least the Scream Fortress. I don't know, with the lag it might be pretty bad. What's it called? Neck grab one HUD. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. Frame rate isn't really looking that good either. Not sure how to feel about it. Too bad you can't really switch cameras here. You're just stuck in this point of view. Dang. I mean, it looks good for now because I'm not actually playing, but like, I just know it's gonna probably get worse once I'm actually in the game. Two down. I don't think they're gonna win this. Yep, it's just a spy, I think. Yeah, I think that's a spy. Oh, don't try it, bud. Oh, don't try it. You're gonna die. Does he have rock, paper, scissors? Nope. Damn! That sucks. Poor guy. Okay, let's see how it actually plays out, though. If it's just as bad as it is, then... yeah, I might just want to end stream early. Still not exactly sure. Okay. Where is he? Oh, sniping with this is gonna be a bad idea. Yeah, no, sniping with this frame rate was a bad idea. I don't know why I thought it would work. Maybe it'll be better once there's less people, since this is sudden death. I think it's because this game mode is like built with VScript, which allows people to do more with the game, like in terms of, I guess, modding is what you would call it. Where is he?
I'll never die. I got fucking gun punch. Literally, that hurt. I can see on the watch me.
Where is he?
He's running.
Where is he? Oh, he's over there. You know what? I might want to consider moving to the other side.
Where'd he go?
Oh, there's no health pack here. I haven't actually been onto a custom weapon server. Kind of want to try them.
I'm watching for the grave. Bean wash out, you ain't looking alive. Where is he? Spy uses generators to live.
There we go. Oh god, the lag spike.
Welcome to the afterlife. He's moving to you.
Where is he?
Welcome to the afterlife.
Damn. I have not hit a single shot. Damn. Yeah, I think we're gonna win too. Unless Saxon. Yeah, I'm just missing with the frame rate here. I finally hit something, but it's not gonna help.
He's low, a couple gut shots would finish him off. Get direct hits, then kill more damage.
I don't know where he's at.
Find China is in danger.
Oh, nice. Okay. I might want to switch to Pyro, I guess. I don't know. I better not be Hail, because it would suck with this frame rate. Yeah, I guess Combat Pyro works. This guy is like, what do you call it? He's immersed into this. God, the frame rate is really bad. I would be fine with like 20 FPS even. Just don't give me this. I've been able to hit the flare semi-consistently. It's still pretty tricky though, yeah.
I landed a couple shots in midair. I should have brought my Wrangler. It's so much easier.
Where is he at? Oh my gosh. The lag is really bad. I want to see from Saxon's point of view. There you go. The heavy's gonna die. Rip Duke Nukem. It was a real one.
Well, no, my fucking section's actually feeling a little bit dim.
Yeah, no, this frame rate's looking pretty bad as I'm seeing in the preview. I think once this ends, I'm just gonna have to end stream kind of early. As much as I really wish I would play a little longer. I don't think you're gonna win.
I think the only way you can win is by
Oh, poor heavy.
come back or win, though.
Only two. It's the sniper and then the scout. Yep, it's just a scout now.
Run, water, run. Oh, shit.
Oh, he got the bonk.
Oh, I think he took that to his face.
That's not gonna save him for long though. Oh! Oh my gosh, he was so close to killing him like that. And then he fell to it. He died to it as well. That sucks. Poor guy. See, yeah, like when there's literally no one else there, frame rate's better. That sucks. Yeah. I don't think I can tolerate this frame rate any longer. What do I have? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to call it a night here because this frame rate is just not tolerable. It's not fun to look at. Not fun for me. I don't know why it's worse compared to the last time I streamed, but oh well. Don't really know what else to do here, honestly. I guess what I could do right now, since you're here and you haven't seen the tier list, yeah, I mean, honestly, even if it was like one of those gaming laptops, I would be perfectly fine with that. I'm sure that would be a lot better than what I have right now. Let me bring up the tier list real quick and show you what I put. And then I'll just end the stream from there. I'm gonna have to charge this as well. Shouldn't be a big deal though, since I'm not like actually gonna play something, so. Okay. Let me bring up. There we go. Okay. So this is what I've put. This is like for literally nothing. And then this is like the most annoying. And yes, this is the funny Germa quote. Because it just felt fitting. But yeah, so pretty much all of residential and most of peer kind of belongs here because they're really not a hassle to deal with. Doesn't matter it doesn't matter if you're starting a new file or if it's New Game Plus. They're really not much of a hassle. And this is supposed to be for residential and sewer variant, by the way. I guess the boss one technically counts too. And then everyone else here, like a lot of the bosses are in minor inconvenience because they're really not that bad to deal with. None of the bosses particularly make me like angry or fuming, so to say. Oh, you're not seeing it? Oh, wait, hold on. Weird. Okay, there you go. That was weird. I thought I would have connected to it, but that's fine. Anyways, as I was saying, let's just pretend that didn't happen. But, very bottom of the list, literally nothing, like, nothing to deal with, you know? Like, absolutely nothing. And then you have the top tier here, which is like, yeah, you're annoying as hell, and you deserve to burn in hell, sort of thing. And then basically all of residential and most of sewers is like right here. They're not really hard to deal with. Like they're just fairly easy, but I wouldn't say like one hit easy. And then like a lot of some of these here is in minor inconvenience. I'm sure you've noticed, like, okay, a lot of the bosses are in here because honestly, they're not really that difficult to deal with. They're not really much of a nuisance to like piss me off. You might have noticed though that there's a couple outliers. These two from Hive. And only reason they're here is because besides having like that 3-hit combo attack that can be pretty bad once it hits you, once they land a hit on you, which isn't often in my experience. But like that's about the only thing that's raising them up a little bit into minor inconvenience. Because other than that, they're just kind of like your default enemies. They don't really do anything different or anything that will like tick you off. And then flying enemy is just a little bit annoying because he can't. A little bit annoying, especially in groups, because then they could just like airstrike you from above, like when you're trying to do like a pile beatdown, and then just completely ruin it. And then the flying boss, the only reason they're a little bit below is because, especially in New Game Plus, but also really in any percent, they're not that bad to deal with. And it's not like you're going to be above them or trying to do an aerial combo on them, like for them to leap at you or to do an attack like a blast or whatever. Like they're not really annoying, especially because they're just a single unit. It's not like multiple, like with the flying dudes here. And then yeah, fat guy from Pier is only just like right here in minor inconvenience because sometimes a bomb will be annoying. Like it can't get you, but he's just near identical. And then Venom's in minor inconvenience because, well, I mean, he is unpredictable and he can be a little bit annoying. But like honestly, when you know what you're doing, he's just kind of piss easy. Now yeah, like he's just piss easy, but he doesn't exactly deserve to be a tier below. And then this here, I want to say are enemies that can surely piss me off at some points. The two fat guys are not really like gonna piss me off that badly, but like when they do, it can be pretty bad. Hive is just a little bit above downtown variant, but he's not as annoying as say the dog from downtown because that guy can be pretty bad. Like when he just starts rushing at you, you have like a very small window to react. But that doesn't mean he's not as annoying as this one here, who can just teleport, because at least with the dog, you can see them coming at you. But with her, this bitch, she can just be right behind you and strike you from there. Although, of course, at least with her, she's on the ground, so you don't have to worry about her coming up at the air, unlike the Leaper. Good old Leaper. We just love to experience him in any sort of gameplay, don't we? And then everyone else, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Only reason Hive Psychic is just a little bit above this one here is they both can teleport, but the Psychic just has the extra attack of the Psychic attack. But even then, that's not really going to be the worst. It's just only bad in Hive because more than likely you're going to be focusing on a larger and arguably more threatening group of enemies, and that's when these two come in and just get you from nowhere. And then this guy is pretty bad because I'm sure you know, right? But like if like imagine this is the first time Leaper under Hive Dog. Yeah, I mean the only reason I put them a little bit below is because in Hive a lot of the colors are muted and they're like desaturated, they're like a little bit darker. And so, especially when this guy comes in out of nowhere and you're doing a corner beatdown, you'll have two options. Either just take it, or you're going to have to, like, interrupt your I mean, either way, you're interrupting your combo. And so, really, anytime this guy just appears out of nowhere, he's just going to make it worse. I mean, I don't know. I think he's a little worse than the Leaper just because of that. Like, of how he just rushes at you. And then yeah, but as I was saying, like for Gunner, especially if it's like your first time playing, you're gonna assume, oh, he's just like the same as this guy, but maybe just a little more health and attack. And you're partially right, But this guy, as soon as he sees you within his line of sight, he will shoot you. And sometimes when you attack him, he's just gonna block you. And that is really annoying. Thankfully, he doesn't teleport, otherwise, that would be even worse. But you can still dodge the blast from this guy. Lot, but it's not as gonna be. But it's not gonna be as easy of a dodge as say the one from Pier and Sewer. And then of course we have these four. I honestly thought I'll be putting more here, but I'll be honest, none of these guys are gonna make me want to be like fucking fuming and boiling with anger. Not exactly like with these guys. Leaper is at the very bottom because he's pretty much functionally the same, but he just has an extra attack that can be pretty bad when he decides he wants to do it. But otherwise, he kind of serves the same purpose. Flyer here, he's just a worse version of this guy. And because of that, it's like he can do like he could decide he wants to just blast you first and then he'll do an air dive and it's pretty bad. And like with everything else, he comes in groups and if you don't deal with him first, he's going to be annoying later when you're trying to set up a combo. And then of course, second place. Do I need to say anything else? This guy is fucking annoying. He will constantly try to escape and you can't get him into a loop of sorts. But like you kind of have to do it the right way from what I've observed in recent runs. Because other than that, he's just gonna be all over the place, and his combo when he hits you, oh, it is fucking ugly. Like he will just not let go at all. And of course, he's really fast. His reaction speed is pretty fast, so that makes him a pretty difficult boss to handle. But again, he's also not as difficult to get into a loop with. So that's the only reason he's just a little bit below the Hive leader, which, come on. Need I say anymore? Final boss makes sense that he's like at the very top. He is like, I have a fucking vendetta with this guy. So it's so same with him. But it's not as big as this guy here. Yeah, the fly guy. That's why I placed him up a little bit higher than Leaper. Because at least with the Leaper, he'll just come back to the ground anyways. He's not going to purposely go up first and then strike at you. That only happens when you're above him. The leader? Yeah. Wait, are you talking about the leader or the yellow boss? Because technically the yellow boss you can do an infinite combo, but you have to be like ridiculously lucky, I have to say. Because then the second best thing you can do with the yellow boss is jackhammer. And that's pretty good too. But yeah, the leader, there isn't really a way for us to infinite combo. And I doubt any player is gonna pull off anything the task did. Like that's asking for a lot. But yeah, other than those, that's pretty much the tier list. I'm pretty sure, like I said earlier, I didn't miss anyone. Like because like with these two in particular, they have reskins. They're the same. There's not really anything different. So there's no reason to include the rest of them. So this is pretty much all of the enemies there. I'm pretty sure for the yellow one you kind of can, right? Because it's just, it's just like the stereotypical pylon in a corner. What I've noticed that's a little bit more consistent in having him stay in a corner is that you do the corner beatdown, right? Making sure you do the drill kick, then you do uppercut, do the mid attack. I think it's like do jackhammer and then do another drill kick and then just do a regular aerial combo, no jackhammer. Or actually, wait. No, I think jackhammer is fine, but you shouldn't do drill kick. And then just do that twice, and then from there you can alternate between doing it with drill kick and then doing it without drill kick. I think it's how it goes. I'm pretty sure that's a more consistent method in having the yellow boss stay in a corner, like in a loop. Sure, he's gonna escape eventually, and he probably will. but it's not gonna be as often as like when you're doing your regular loop pattern. At least that's what I think. But yeah, thoughts on this tier list? Do you think maybe some enemies or some bosses should be moved to place or so? Because I think this is pretty good as far as it is. Like, I don't really think anyone's like too out of the league. Like, I don't think any enemy here is like actually more annoying than I put them to be, or less annoying than I put them to be. Because especially like in the you just don't mind tier, for everyone except the fat guy and the flying symbiote, they're all like functionally the same. Like they're all like the same difficulty in dealing with. Like they're not really anything you have to worry about. I would try and say like, oh, you want me to send this to you, like this paint.net file if you try it on your own, but like I don't know if you have paint.net. Again, the only reason I did it like this instead of a website like tiermaker.net or whatever it is. The only reason I didn't do that is just because one, I'd have to make an account, which I didn't feel like doing, and two, you have to save all these images like individually as a file, which would be a lot of time, which will really be time consuming, looking at all of these right here. So you can imagine why I didn't do that. Also, I'm noticing on the. Oh, wait, never mind. It's because the preview is like weird. Alright, that's fine. Tier list seems pretty good, similar to how I would make it. Alright, yeah, that's pretty good to hear then. It's good to know that I'm not like making any other like hot takes with this sort of thing, uh like Venom and pissing me off, because I mean, oh, that's not really much of a hot take. It would be a hot take if I put him in high difficulty, I guess, or like regular leaper all the way up in here, because yeah, he's pretty annoying, but he's not as annoying as his high variant. But yeah, um other than that, I just don't really know what else to show here. I've pretty much done whatever I wanted to do. Again, it's just the same. I have to cut end the tf2 gameplay pretty short because the frame rate was just horrendous. Like it was just really bad. And I really don't know what else I would stream that would be like remotely interesting. Yeah, I don't really have anything in mind. So I'm thinking for tonight, I'm just gonna kind of end it. Don't really feel like doing a run today. Maybe tomorrow. I'll have to see if I want to do some tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much good for tonight. Thanks for joining in, even though you were kind of late, right? To the live, to when I was doing the tier list live, But like, that's fine. Hopefully next time when I do decide to stream TF2, it's not gonna shit itself like this. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty much good for tonight. Don't really have anything else to show or anything to do here, so I'm just gonna call it a night. Once again, thanks for hanging out, and hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow for some runs. I'll have to see though, like how it fits in my schedule. Other than that, have a good night, and see you guys. Bye.